So if you compare Falana versus VDM and Afe Babalola versus Dele Farotimi, you now appreciate the things we have been discussing all along about having a civic space in Nigeria. So Falana went straight to court. He felt defamed by one young individual and then went straight to court. He did not breach process. Now, don't see this as support for Falana in this case against VDM. It is just to appreciate what civil process should be. Now, look at Afe Babalola versus Dele Farotimi. Afe Babalola has just made it very easy for the public to believe nearly everything Dele Farotimi alleged in that book, that you can just throw away due process, use your influence and manipulate outcome. In VDM's case now, we see prosecution. In Afe Babalola's case against Farotimi, we perceive persecution. Know the difference. Prosecution versus persecution. Now, in VDM's case now, whatever outcome that generates, people tend to perceive it as fair. But Afe Babalola already opened minds of people to prejudice outcome. They abducted the defendant from Lagos and parceled him down through police courier service to Ekiti, where the man who is the complainant is sitting. That suggests that he will be the complainant, the prosecutor, and the judge at the same time in his own case. Now, what did Farotimi say in that book that is not already playing out just as alleged in the book? The next question is, how will elders, you say respect elders. Okay, we respect them. An elder like Afe Babalola, how will it be easy for them to condemn that sacrilege that happened in court the other day, wherein some masked police agents of the government invaded the courtroom and abducted Shure right in front of a judge? I was in court that day. You will pity that judge that day, a female judge. Asanda was almost following her, the way he flew in the air. So when a senior lawyer who is supposed to be custodian and people who uphold respect for court are the ones desecrating it, you see why people resort to jungle justice and self-help now? You don't let us respect the court again. Somebody who sends armed police to another state to go and invade a law firm to abduct the senior partner of a chamber in the presence of staff, seizing their phone, pushing them and muzzling them out of the... That person will not have the moral ground to condemn injustice committed even right in the premises of the court. So even if Dele Farotimi had defamed Afe Babalola, Baba had not by himself ruined the merits in the case already. It becomes oppressive when you ignore due process, you breach it, you truncate it, to go and say, I will show you who I am. Do you know who I am? That becomes oppressive. Now, this has degenerated into a stage where Gen Z on social media are the one now lecturing Afe Babalola. That name has almost become an institution in Nigeria until this incident. Now, Gen Zs on social media are the ones lecturing who Afe Babalola on civil so that is why you should not be using power and influence at all times. Not because you are weak, not because you don't have the access or influence, but because justice should not only be done, but be seen and perceived as truly and fairly done. But when you want to twist and use your influence and power and everything, you will ruin the merit even if there is any in your case. And that is exactly what Chief Afe Babalola has inadvertently or maybe just deliberately done. Does he want to ruin everything left? If you have a chance, Google Afe Babalola at Oputa panel, and he was the counsel to Obasanjo at the time, against the Kutis family during a public panel. But in all of this, let's learn something, that you are not using police or soldier even as a general or lieutenant. It's not because you are weak or you don't know your rights, but because when you do it and follow due process, so that it doesn't look like you just want to oppress another person. Trying to use oppressive power and influence, you want to sit down in Ekiti State and place order to kidnap another person from his own chamber and courier him down to where you are, where you can be both the complainant, the prosecutor, and the judge at the same time, cannot be seen as a fair process no matter what.